If you are advocating for a change in Nigeria, you have a lot of work to do. I repeat, if you are agitating for a change in Nigeria, you have a lot of work to do. What Tinubu is doing in Nigeria today, it takes a lot of guts and boldness to restructure Nigeria, because we have some people down north that doesn't want anything change, restructuring. They don't want anything change in whatever form, whether it is resource control, whether it is regionalism, whether it is balkanization. They don't want anything change. They don't want it at all. They don't want to hear about it. Now, somebody made a statement on social media. A former aide to Buhari said, anybody advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, a terrorist and the leader of the proscribed terrorist organization IPOD, should be considered a sworn enemy of this country. People will just come online and open their mouth, wow, and just say rubbish, and they have said something. I don't blame this guy, Bashir Ahmed. He doesn't understand what agitation means. His forefathers have not agitated for anything good before. That he will come out and open his mouth and say, anybody advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, you call him a terrorist, and the leader of you call IPOD a proscribed terrorist organization, should be considered a sworn enemy. No wonder Northerners like him could not read and understand the tax bill. You don't understand agitation, what it takes to agitate. If you get into agitation today, ask Sunday Igboho, they will tell you that when you start agitating, especially for a complex country like Nigeria, there are so many things that you fall short of. Now, Nnamdi Kanu is in court. The Nigerian judicial system have not been able to find him guilty, and you are here sitting down telling me rubbish that he's a terrorist. You see, the whole world proscribed Boko Haram and the Fulani headers, terrorist organizations. The world proscribed Hamas, terrorist organization, but the world not yet has not proscribed IPOD as a terrorist organization. They were given reward as one of the most peaceful movements, agitation in the world. Go and check that one out. So this same Bashir Ahmad is supporting Hamas, a world-acclaimed terrorist organization. They are giving emotional support to some of these things happening in the north. They are giving emotional support to some of the killings happening in the north. But these groups, the world see them as terrorists, but in the north they see them as freedom fighters. So these are the people that I will now listen to. Somebody supporting jihadism on Deborah because of Islamic fundamentalism. Somebody supporting a jihad is one that will open his mouth and talk about agitation and Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian courts have not been able to find him guilty. It is you that you are just a recharge card seller, that they pick you and you are just all over the timelines speaking also of rubbish. Well, I don't blame you. I should have not responded to this tweet, but because of unsuspecting people that will read your tweet and they will think that you have made sense. Anybody advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu is advocating for the release of restructuring, is advocating for the release of a better system. Why? You see, the middle belt that have risen up now today, most of them are inspired by some of the things that Nnamdi Kanu has opened their eyes to, especially the Fulani. You know, the Fulani hate you when you expose their secret. Nnamdi Kanu is one person that has exposed a lot of secrets of these Fulani jihadists, Danfodio movement, and the Ahmad Bello and co. And these are their baby supporters coming here to tell me that if you're advocating your enemy, which country? Awolowo said it is a mere geographic. You see, politicians understand fully that Nigeria is not yet baked. Is not yet the unit. We are not yet together. The foundations are shaking. You understand? Now, small restructuring that Tinubu is bringing, you people are running helter skelter. Is it you people that will take serious? Your governors, your leaders in the north could not understand a paper, a document, tax bill that was printed in English, in plain English. In plain English, your governors, who, however, are the best of your representatives, could not understand. 100 level student in Unilag or UNN will take that tax bill and explain to you. But all of you are waiting for that note. Now, if you understand ordinary tax bill, you are coming to tell me about Nnamdi Kanu. If he were to be a terrorist or whatever you're calling him, why is the justice system failing to convict him? Have you not answered that question? Okay, you said he gave directives of destroy this one, destroy that one, kill this one, kill that one. I've asked you a question. Those that are listening to me, do you understand what agitation means? Okay, let's look at IPOB, OPC, and Arewa. OPC, IPOB, and Arewa. I don't want to talk about the Southwest because there was a time OPC killed Northerners. That one is on one part because I'm not focused on the Southwest. Because the southern part of Nigeria, we need to purge ourselves from all these northern bandits. You gave a bandit position of power and he's opening his mouth. Arewa, as you see, in support of Mietiela under President Buhari. Now, didn't they kill? Mietiela is the umbrella organization of every other Fulani, whatever, enclave. Didn't they, in the move for their agitation, well, I don't know whether their agitation or protecting their Fulani people, the rights of their Fulani people in Nigeria, or the interests of their Fulani people in Nigeria, was there no point in time they had to kill? Is there any agitation in the world that has not led to the death of 1 or 2 or 3 persons? IPOB was a peaceful organization, in quote, until over 100 persons were killed in a protest, a peaceful protest. Over 100 persons were killed in a peaceful protest. If you really understood what agitation was, this Nnamdi Kanu you're talking about, he was a one Nigerian before. He was like the way I'm agitating for, let this system work, let's change system, resource control and whatever. He was agitating for a restructured country. Samanekpa also was a one Nigerian before they now had to switch full time to like, man, it seems this is not working again, let's go our separate ways. They tried their best how Nigeria will work. IPOB started with peaceful protest, engagement, speaking to the government. We want this, give us that, give us this. These are rights. They started with such. Then the government came and started killing. Look at what happened at the last protest, End Bad Governance protest. Look at what happened at the NSAS protest. People were protesting peacefully. The government itself, reports have it that the government itself came in and sabotaged the whole process. And people were killed. We saw hoodlums using government vehicles, BRT, to infiltrate the crowd. And the rest is history. So IPOB are calling a proscribed, in only Nigeria, they prescribe IPOB. The man, the Ezendigbo of Lagos, that was tried the other time, there was a judgment given on him the other time. They could not tell us how he was supporting a terrorist organization. The only thing they could find guilty, because when they arrested him, he said he was going to bring IPOB, blah blah. So the sentiments were that we are going to bring terrorists into Lagos and Nigeria, blah blah blah. But in the court of law, they were not able to establish whether IPOB is a terrorist organization. You just sit down there and open your mouth, open your mouth and start saying rubbish. The only judgment they could give the Ezendigbo in court of Lagos was that he was parading himself as a king that is not recognized in Lagos. That is the only thing they could find him guilty and gave him 12 months. But they could not establish that he has links with terrorist organization. The thing is still in court today. Buhari, let me not talk about Buhari. We know what we are doing in Nigeria. Some people, and they say if they open their mouth, Nigeria will scatter today, tomorrow, because they know the atrocities that the state has committed on its citizens. If you are calling Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist, on what basis are you calling him a terrorist organization? I've said it before. When you call IPOB, people get angry. When you call Biafra, people feel so bad. I have an Ishagu in Lagos. I have Ishagu. The Yoruba man will wear his fila, and nobody will be agitated. Though. The Yoruba man wears fila, nobody will be agitated. I tell you. The Hausa man wears his own cap, nobody will be agitated. I tell you, I have experienced it. I intentionally went to the village where they were making it, and I bought the original one, and I wore it. People were just shining their eyes up and down. You have not seen this one before. So if you are identifying as a Biafran, an Igbo person, it becomes a threat to somebody, somewhere. It shows the level of lunacy that person has. If you identify as Arewa, as Fulani Arewa, nobody questions anybody. Metiala, nobody questions anybody. If you identify as Oduduwa or OPC, nobody questions anybody. But now it is, I'm a Biafran, independent person of Biafra, IPOB. Then you start running haywire up and down. See, the thing that will eventually happen in Nigeria is that highest we go to resource control, and that resource control will lead to the end of this Fulani dominance. You know that the release of Nnamdi, see, one of the reasons why the North is afraid, they don't want to go ballistic on Tinubu. They are just preparing behind the scenes, want to go through normal means. They try to the end bad governance protest now. Not when the protest before. They call the protest now. End bad governance. Okay. Buhari no be bad governance. We now no end bad governance during Buhari time. Now Tinubu time now want end bad governance. Shiri. So you are seeing Nnamdi Kanu, because if they release Nnamdi Kanu today, the goody you are getting from Nigeria will eventually end. Nobody from the North wants to see Nigeria restructure, because restructuring Nigeria will come out food for their mouth. That's why the tax bill, now they run helter skelter, now they run up and down, now they go here. Only the North, dragging this union, this fake union back. Only the North, no other region. If the North had the oil that the South has, they would have run riots on Nigeria a long time ago. See southern part of Nigeria that have the oil. Look at how you pillage them, just enter them, use one Nigeria, enter them, collect this one. Sokoto, Emir of Sokoto, get this one. Rabiu, get this one. Dangote, get this one. We will now use them, do enterprise on their own God-given mineral resources. One professor was saying that these mineral resources does not belong to the Southerners. When you calculate from the sea to the land, can you do all those kind of calculation? Oga, you are afraid of Nnamdi Kanu's release, and you always want to discredit his release. You always want to use the word terrorist on social media, so that when you type something, they will associate that name with terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu, I stand and support the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Sometime last year, House of Rep lawmakers, even some from the North, advocated for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some Southwesterners have advocated for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Southeasterners have advocated for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Religious leaders have advocated for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well-meaning and sensible people have advocated for the release. Not somebody like Bashir Ahmed, somebody who's supporting the lynching of Deborah. You are supporting lynching of Deborah in this democratic system that we are practicing. You are supporting Hamas. One of your leaders said Boko Haram is your freedom fighters. You are supporting Islamic fundamentalism. You know that Nnamdi Kanu is a symbol that will take food come off from our mouth. That is why you are saying anybody supporting is an enemy of which country? Which country? Who owns this country? The Northerners don't own Nigeria. you just use diabolical means, use the Hausa people, use their population, gain entrance into the corridors of power, and you spread yourself here and there. Ordinary small shaky restructuring Tinubu they do for now. Una they cry hell, heaven and hell. All of now you run up and down kitty kata, run to form coalition against Tinubu. He leveraged 2 years a Southern president. The same way Buhari run up and down for almost how many years he could not get until Tinubu came and helped him. So when there's a Southern president, you people are running riot left, right, center. You are not comfortable because the thing that make you people hold on to one Nigeria is because you are pillaging the South, and whatever the South presents as restructuring, you don't want it. Whether it is in the form of Sunday Igboho, you don't want it. Whether it is in the form of Nnamdi Kanu, you don't want it. Anything that will bring progress and peace to the southeast, to the southern part of Nigeria and Nigeria as a whole, you don't want it. There's no difference between the restructuring that Tinubu is bringing and the Biafra that we are talking about. There's no difference. You might write a long epistle of differences. My brother, now the same thing, now one and the same thing. Have you ever listened to Nnamdi Kanu before? On how, before he started advocating for Biafra, have you listened to him before? On what Nigeria can do? You know, Nnamdi Kanu is always against this Fulani hegemony. And this Fulani man is coming out because you have followers or you have access to social media to start up. They elevated you to, is it media, digital communications aid to Buhari. You get that small popularity. You just come online. Open your mouth. Wow. You are calling IPOB a terrorist organization. We know who are the terrorists. We know. You know. That is why I was very patient waiting. What is it that they are going to convict Nnamdi Kanu of in the court? What is it? Okay, he, in quote, he was accused of using guys to kill people, kill soldiers and everything, blah, blah, blah. What is it? It is in a church. Open your mouth. I will not say, I don't have to explain to anyone whether Nnamdi Kanu, but I know Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. And IPOB is not a terrorist organization. I know that. My perspective on that, I've told you. Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to this Fulani hegemony that has held Nigeria bound for years. Anybody that represents restructuring is a threat to them. And they see that person as a terrorist. No wonder. The kind of Islamic ideology they practice in Saudi Arabia is different from what they practice in North. Saudi Arabia will send these people harboring Boko Haram in northern part of Nigeria. The Saudi Arabia Gongo cannot harbor Boko Haram because of your ideology and mentality in the north. Boko Haram can thrive. Lukarawa can thrive. The bandits can thrive. Fulani killer headsmen can thrive. I just heard that another new group have arisen in Kaduna. A new group. They don't rise up in Kaduna. Anytime there's the Southerners are in power, you all want to cause problem. Look at what Buhari said prior to his elected as president. Will make the government of Jonathan ungovernable. Baboons and monkeys will be soaked in blood. Erufai, Buhari Fulani, Erufai. These guys coming, they will go back in body bags. These are people that we carry governance of the country, put into their hand. You carry governance of the country, put into extremists and fundamentalists. You put into their hand. And you're coming to tell me that Nnamdi Kanu is the only crime. You know why they are saying Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist? He's advocating for Biafra. That's the main reason. Along the line, IPOB was a peaceful agitation until they pushed them to the wall to start defending themselves. So that defense of themselves, which will lead to casualties, is what they are saying. Okay, why would they do this? Why would they defend themselves? We saw a video of carry gun, go to a community and start spraying all manner of people. Innocent people are just dying because they are agitating under a Fulani-led APC administration. Because the Fulani has We have said it. Leave us Igbo and Fulani together. We understand ourselves. The politics they are playing, we understand it. There's nobody that wants to stay in the same country with Fulani except the Igbo. Let them leave us and the Fulani in the same country, and let's see that their gimmicks and whatever their craze. We get what we can cure their craze. You can't use your position as a government official to start saying unnecessary things, and we think we look at you. See, whether you like it or not, Biafra is here. The restructuring of Nigeria has come to stay. Nigeria needs to come out of this bondage that the British, in collaboration with northern Islamic fundamentalists, has put Nigeria into. We need to come out of it. If we cannot restructure, let us go our separate ways. That is simple as ABC. Forget Nnamdi Kanu is not your problem. Your problem is northern leaders have had opportunity to lead Nigeria for 40 years and they messed it up. Talk about how the northern part of Nigeria will be better. Nnamdi Kanu is not your problem. How northern Nigeria can be self-sufficient. Nnamdi Kanu is not your problem. Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for his own southeastern people, that they want to go their separate ways. And it's not an evil thing to ask that you want to go your separate ways, because you people, the union, you are sucking. You have become a parasite. Nigeria's unity is to your advantage, and you sit down there and you are lazy. You are taking advantage of Nigeria unity to eat where you did not sow. You are reaping where you did not sow. That's because the British made it so. And a part want to say we don't want to do it again. You're not saying that Nnamdi Kanu is a... Don't worry. We are here together. We'll see what will happen.